Good morning and welcome to the biology class. Previous class we have seen about the different types of plant tissues, and right now we are about to see the animal tissues. So, the animal body is made up of different types of tissues such as the epithelial tissue, the connective tissue, the muscular tissue and the nervous tissue. Now let's look at each tissue in detail. Epithelial tissues. They form a protective layer for organs. They act as a barrier to keep the different body systems separated. Epithelial tissues are of different types depending on their shape and function. Let's first look at the squamous epithelium tissue. Squamous epithelium tissue has a flat and pin cells. These cells group together and do not have intercellular spaces between them. They are found in the outer layer of the skin and in the inner lining of the cavities of ducts, blood vessels and the chambers of the heart, and they provide mechanical support. These pillar-like cells are called columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelial cells are cylindrical. They are found in the lining of the stomach and intestines. They facilitate the movement of nutrients across the epithelial barrier, and this is the glandular epithelium. When columnar epithelial cells modify as gland cells and secrete substances at the epithelial surface, they form glandular epithelium. These are found in the sweat glands, tear glands and produce secretions. This is the lining of the respiratory tract where ciliated epithelium tissues are found. These tissues are actually columnar cells with hair-like projections called cilia. Cilia are motile and this movement pushes the mucus forward into the nasal tract to clear it. These cubical cells belong to the cuboidal epithelial tissue. This tissue is found in the lining of the kidney tubules, saliva glands and thyroid glands, where it provides mechanical support. Next is a stratified epithelium. They may have the same or different kinds of epithelial cells, and the cells line up one over the other to form the stratified epithelium. It is found in places of wear and tear like the epidermis of the skin, lining of the mouth cavity and esophagus. This is a network of roads that connects different places to each other. Similarly, the animal body also has its own network of tissues that connects different organs and tissues. It is the connective tissue. Connective tissues are of different types depending upon their shape and their functions. Let's take a detailed look at each of them. Blood is a type of fluid connective tissue. Blood has a straw-colored liquid called plasma which contains water and proteins, salts and hormones. Blood cells suspended in the plasma include red blood corpuscles or RBCs, white blood cell corpuscles or WBCs, and platelets. Blood flows within the blood vessels and transports gases, digested food, and hormones to the different parts of the body. Bone is another type of connective tissue. These are embedded in a hard matrix and composed of calcium and phosphorus. It is a hard, porous tissue that anchors the muscles and protects the internal organs. It takes a close look at these tissues that pack and bind various organs. These are fibrous connective tissues. They include ligaments that connect to the bones, ligaments are tough and elastic and they provide strength and flexibility. Tendons are connecting bones to the muscles. Tendons are tough and non-elastic in nature and provide great strength and limited flexibility. Another type of connective tissue is the cartilage. Cartilage has widely spaced cells suspended in a matrix of proteins and sugars. It is found in the nose and your rings of the trachea and at the end of long bones to give flexibility. Now take a look at these irregular shaped shells. They are areolar connective tissues that fills the space inside the organs and supports them. Such tissues are found between the skin and muscles and around the blood vessels and nerves. Here's a look at the adipose connective tissue. Cells of these tissue are filled with fat globules. It is found below the skin and around the internal organs like the kidneys and acts as an insulator. Animals can move because of the elasticity and flexibility of muscular tissues. Muscular tissues have elongated cells called the muscle fibers, and muscular tissues are of three kinds: striated muscles, unstriated muscles, and cardiac muscles. Striated muscles are cylindrical, unbranched, and multinucleated. Each muscle fiber has a dark band alternating with the light bands called as striations. These muscles help us move our limbs and lift weights at will. So, striated muscles are called voluntary muscles. They are found in our limbs, body walls, face, neck, etc. See how the food is pushed down to the alimentary canal by the contraction and relaxation of muscles. This process is done by the unstriated muscles, which are spindle-shaped with one nucleus. They do not have striations and are called mood muscles. They also beyond our control and are called involuntary muscles. They are found in the iris of the eye, urinary bladder, and bronchi of the lungs. that leaves only one type of muscles, that is the tissue cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are branched, cylindrical fibers with a single nucleus. The contraction and relaxation of these involuntary muscles cause heartbeats. Do you know what these boys are doing? They are trying to converse over a telephone that they have made. The function of the wire is to transmit the information. Similarly, our body also has tissues that transmits information from one part of the body to another, and these are called as nerve tissues. Let's take a closer look at the nervous tissues. Nervous tissues have elongated cells called neurons, and each neuron consists of a cell body with a nucleus and a cytoplasm called cytone and elongated hair like extensions called dendrites. One of the dendrites called axon is very long. Neurons join end to end to form the nerve fibers. These nerves are richly supplied with the blood. Nervous tissues are found in the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. The combination of nerve and muscle tissues enables man to move rapidly in response to stimuli. Thus, we can say that the nervous tissue is concerned with perception and responses of animals. So when we come to the summary of this lesson, we have seen that what is a tissue, different types of tissue, what are the animal tissues comprises of, and different types of animal tissues like epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. In fact, in the previous class, we also have seen the plant tissues where we have seen the meristematic tissue, permanent tissue, and etc. So, I think you will be able to write the answers of the exercise given in your textbook. Please try to do that. And if any doubts, send me the questions. So, thank you and have a nice day.